Hello, it's Carrie again, and I'm back with another video. The other day, well, yesterday really, I made 2 years since I moved out of my mom's, and I decided to commemorate that by sharing some of the things that I learned about myself while living alone. The first thing that I wrote is that it gets lonely. When I moved here, I thought that friends and family would come more often to, I don't know, hang out or see where I live. But people didn't come as often as I thought. Usually the reason was because I lived too far. And that's fair, you know, I kind of do live like an hour or more from people. But it gets lonely because of that, you know? Because you have to be by yourself most of the time. And if you need somebody, nobody's there. But lucky for me, I also have my dog. So I guess I'm never really alone. Also, with living alone, I had to cope with my minor fear of the dark, you know? And also deal with like bugs if I had any all by myself, which is scary. Because, you know, usually I'll just be like, Mom, or like, Sister. But nope, it's all on you when you live alone. The second thing I wrote, was that I'd rather spend time home than to go out most times. Yeah, I definitely went out a lot more when I lived with my mom. I used to go out, or at least hang out with a friend of mine every night. But now I might go out like once a month, because you realize your house is so safe and nice and warm. And anything you can do outside, you can sort of do at home, right? Like if you're gonna drink at a bar, you could just buy a bottle and you drink it with friends at home. The third thing I wrote is that saving money is key. Since you have to fend for yourself, you have to make sacrifices that will benefit you in the long run. So no more impulse shopping. Oh yeah, no more spending obscene amounts of money like hanging out or buying drinks at a club or something. I learned that budgeting is my friend, and I've gotten really good at it because you kind of have to when you live alone, since there's no safety nets really. It's all on you, and you're responsible for yourself, so you have to know how to spend your money, or else you're gonna end up in a mess or debt, which is awful. The fourth thing I wrote is that my house is my own. You pretty much have the whole space to yourself, and it's great. You don't have to deal with unwanted guests or people invading your privacy. Growing up, I always had to share my room, so it's kind of nice not having to anymore. The fifth thing I wrote was that you will starve while you get adjusted. It happened to me. I don't know, it might not happen to any of you guys, but I definitely went hungry on several occasions. I was used to coming home to a cooked meal, which is something I took for granted. And when you live alone, it's a little harder to find time to cook in the beginning. I ended up losing some weight, much to the dismay of everybody, including myself. Most of it was because I only knew how to cook breakfast meals, you know, so I had to learn how to cook chicken and rice and how to steam vegetables, and you know, it's a learning curve. Not to mention, at the end of the workday, I had to scrounge up the energy to even be able to cook, because if not, I would just eat, sleep. And for a while, you know, I was like, starving isn't that bad, right? But it was. Number 6 is freedom and independence, which is arguably the best part about living on your own. You make all the necessary decisions, what furniture you want, how you want to arrange it, the groceries you want to buy, which was a huge plus. Like, because I get to buy healthier foods, I get to make healthier meals instead of eating, you know, fried chicken. And that was also what contributed to my weight loss, but people don't want to believe me when I say that. It's because I eat healthier, okay? I really don't know if I'm supposed to look there. It's also very freeing to not be under any house rules or have a curfew. You know, you can just do whatever you want, whenever you want. You don't even have to wear clothes if you don't want. But I do, because I'm not about that nudist life. For number 7, I wrote that I was a lot stronger than I gave myself credit for. And that goes for anybody else who is living on their own. We managed our money well enough that we were able to afford to live on our own. And not everybody can say that, especially at a young age. You kind of learn to navigate adulthood when you're barely an adult. You learn to revel in small accomplishments like paying your bills on time or stocking your fridge, dealing with your trash and your recycling on your own, washing your clothes, you know. I even bought my fridge, and that was, you can't see it, I thought you could, sorry. And that was great. I mean, it's not a tall fridge, but it's a fridge nonetheless. And it's perfect for me, so. I also had to step out of my comfort zone with some things, like, since I was by myself, I had to set up, you know, my Wi-Fi and stuff, and I had to call and schedule that stuff on my own, and that was nerve-wracking, you know. When I actually got the stuff set up, it was great. The 8th thing that I wrote kind of ties everything together, which is just that you discover new things about yourself. Now that you're capable of handling adulthood, everything else is just that much easier in a way. For me, a sign of my own personal maturity was when I realized that I was not as, like, nearly as messy as I was when I was a kid. I'm talking about like a stack of clothes in the corner of the bedroom, kind of messy. And like stacks of paper, because I draw. So, but I used to draw a lot more when I was like younger. And there was just paper everywhere. Paper from like schoolwork, from doodles, and they were under the bed, everywhere pretty much in the closet. And my room was a mess. So I don't really think I'm messy at all anymore. I have significantly less things because you can't bring everything with you when you move. Well, that and for other reasons that I'll mention maybe in another video some other time. But yeah, if you don't have the space for it, it's just not happening. So in a way I became less materialistic for sure. And those are the only reasons I came up with. Sorry if it's not like an extensive list. I couldn't think of much else. But thank you for watching, and hopefully I come out with another video soon. But every time I say that, I think of Robin from How I Met Your Mother. Ugh. And I almost said it again. So I'll just leave with like, comment, subscribe if you want, and just take care. So I'm editing this, and I'm sorry that like everything was so off-center. I'm not sure how I didn't notice that if I was looking right at the camera. I don't know, am I too far also? Like, I don't know. Should I be closer? Is this better? I see a lot of YouTubers. Oh, this is really close. And their like cameras be like this close. So I don't know. Maybe this is too far. But I guess let me know.